Wow. So I have the supreme, a very capable lesbian, and the woman I try to imitate every time I'm on a date. This is more than my meager mind can handle right now. So thank you for talking with me today, ladies. Sarah, I'd like to begin with you. You play Nurse Ratched here. You're an actor with a lot of experience acting in this kind of horror show or a series that walks the very fine line between camp and terror. My question for you as a performer is, how do you find that line? How do you know when doing too much is too much?
I don't know. I'm sure you'll all let me know, because I have to say, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's
But no, I think there is a thing that I did sort of glean early on in my working life with Ryan, which is like, you got to go big or you should just go home. And and what I mean by that is, and this is something Jessica Lange and I used to talk about all the time. It was just like, if you do, these stories are so extreme that if you don't commit with every fiber of your being to the, veracity of the scene, no matter how absurd, you're just going to sink. And the way that the audience believes it is by the measure that you are, believing it. So I think that's the only way to do it. I don't honestly know that I succeed, but I do know that I'm committed.
I think you do pretty well with it. Thank you. That's a great answer. Cynthia, you play Gwendolyn here. She's a woman with a very vested interest in Nurse Ratched and the asylum where she works. She has the best of intentions, but I'm wondering, do you see her as kind of a hapless character that does more harm than good, wittingly or not?
I mean, I think she does more good. I think she is, the show is filled with characters who are tormented and have a certain degree of self-hatred and a desire to stamp out or eradicate parts of their personalities. And I think Gwendolyn is really the opposite. I think she's very comfortable with who she is and what she wants. She's incredibly ambitious and tenacious and has, just boatloads of confidence. I think that, where she goes awry is trying to marry all of her different, her interest in Mildred and her interest in getting the governor reelected and her interest in supporting Dr. Hanover's work, which she thinks is very cutting edge and possibly really important. But I think, she has an underlying agenda in all of these things, and trying to match them all up and watch them careen into each other is where the damage that she does comes from.
Wonderful. Sharon, you play Lenore here, and I don't want to say too much more than that because I think your character's best revealed over the course of the series. My question for you is similar to my question for Sarah in that you're someone that has built a career out of playing femme fatales, working in thriller type movies, horror type movies. There was a time when if a woman over 40 had a part in a horror movie, it was Bette Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. She was crazy and she looked terrible. You clearly do not look terrible, and your character is not at all crazy. My question is, now at this point in your career, is it empowering for you to be able to play a woman that is both capable and beautiful and over 40?
Well, thanks.
Just wondering. I mean, how do you feel?
Where to go from there? I get sent a lot of scripts where they want me to play the grandmother on television. And I just feel like that might not be what I want to do yet. There's such a weird stigma about age and aging and gender and what you should play and what you can't play. And it can really narrow the field of something good to do. So working with Ryan is fantastic because he writes characters that are complex, but he does leave these kind of great spaces in the characters that you get to fill in the way you want to. And so it is kind of thrilling, particularly because Sarah was the EP. So Sarah really helped me with this by helping me understand that the character development was more important than the linear understanding of the piece overall, or creating some sort of arc for the character, because really the character is kind of being written and we also don't really know. So the character development does drive the development of the script and story to a certain degree. So it was all new to me. And I was really intimidated at first and a little overwrought a couple days in. But then once I kind of got it, and once Sarah really, again, as an EP, explained to me, well, this director kind of does this thing, and this director is kind of better at that thing, and this director loves to do that. It kind of just gave me a little bit of grounding. Then I could concentrate more on the physicality and scope of my character, where if I had, like we discussed, one director was very involved in investigating the intrinsic ideas of the characters, how the character ticked. And he liked to move in on that and talk to you about it. And those are the days then you get to investigate the internal movement of the character. So I think with anybody else producing, I probably would have had a nervous breakdown. But it was so wonderful because Sarah had worked with Ryan so much. She understood how to do it. She really guided me. It was a dream job, just great.
That's awesome to hear. You three women are incredible. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.